That's kind of thing, and a Nepalese team that is exuberant, talented, and if you take them lightly, it will be at your peril, especially with this support. Teams are lined up, and we are ready for the anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able for the anthems of Nepal and the Netherlands.
Nita? Nita? Bye-bye したよ。Kita? Jaya Jaya Nepal. Ready to see you. Iya, iya. Kok iya, sini iya. Oke, kiri.
Ceremony complete, and Scott Edwards, a fantastic leader in his own right. 15,000 Nepalis dwell here in Dallas, and it seems like most of them are at this ground here at the Grand Prairie International Cricket Stadium, outnumbering by far the Netherlands support wherever that may be. Bertel, very experienced, aggressive opener. Pardell is a young batter who has been in great form, and a young captain, Sampal, the only one to have played the last time they were in a World Cup. And for the Netherlands, they'll be depending heavily on their bowling group to try to eat in to this Nepal batting lineup. Levitt has been making his own waves. His first World Cup. Engelbrecht, former South African under 19 cricketer, is a fantastic fielder. Pringle, Van Beek, Van Meekeren and Kingma all have been around the traps for quite some time now. And they are a very solid team, the Netherlands. This is one not to be missed. Netherlands won the toss on the leaden skies and have chosen to bowl first. Quite predictably, there are a few Netherlands fans here, family and friends. We welcome you once again to Dallas and the Grand Prairie Cricket Stadium for match number 7. Nepal is in the house, Netherlands are in the house, and so too are Tom Moody and Ramiz Raja. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Bish. Good morning, all. Yes, what an atmosphere. Very subcontinental in noise and content. And this is what you need here in the USA. Tremendous strike force in the Isles for Nepal. The crowds have come in large numbers to support this subcontinent side. and they have got to bat well. Would be a bit feisty up front. The first 3 or 4 overs will test them out. Asif Sheikh and Kushal Bhuttal, the two openers. Can they make it happen for Nepal? Tom, hello.
Ramesh, Bish and all our viewers out there, yes, it's going to be an exciting start to this contest. You'd think the ball's going to move around. So certainly the fans, the Nepalese fans, be hoping their opening pair can withstand the movement, possibly in the air or off the seam, that may be on offer. So to me, the key is this first 6 overs and how they are managed by the top order.
Asif Sheikh was in good form in the qualifiers, and Kushal Bhuttal, when he is on good touch, he can be an aggressive opening batter, but 2024 hasn't been as kind to him with the bat compared to his overall career average, so he's struggling to find his best form. This is an opportunity for him. Vivian Kingma, anytime I hear Vivian Kingma is playing for the Netherlands, I switch on my television. He is a character, bespectacled fast bowler, which in many ways an oxymoron. But he's had problems with his eyesight ever since he was a young man, and he always tried to avoid wearing spectacles because he thought it wasn't cool. But it's around age 19 where he suddenly realized, and his coaches realized, why isn't he fielding well? Why isn't he batting well? Try out the glasses, and it's worked for him since then. Have a little delay in play. Can we, I think Tom and Ramiz, you would have touched on it. How much movement can we possibly expect with this new ball?
Well, certainly looking at the conditions out there, the pitch itself has got a very healthy covering of grass. It's unbelievable, the quality of the square, that any ground in the world would be very proud of. So it's a very good covering of grass with a slight tinge of green. So that tells me that there may be something on offer with this new ball. You've got overhead conditions. It's quite muggy out there as well. So that also lends for some swing early on. So I think if the Netherlands get their lengths and their lines right and don't err too short, get their length up, that keeper and slip may come into play very early on.
A slip in place, a deep third and a deep backward square. Little bit of movement straight away from Vivian Kingma.
I think the floaters may just have a good time of it. You don't really have to hit the deck hard. It's about just making sure that you bowl with a produced seam. There'll be more swing than seam probably. Blustery conditions. Aim for that good length spot. Every now and then in the first 3 or 4 overs, that should be the target. Aim for that good length.
Test line, test length. Nepal are off and running. Listen to the cheers.
There's nothing like getting off the mark from a team perspective in a World Cup, but personally as well, just to get one into the leg side. It wasn't convincing. There is some movement on offer. Both batters will have to be watchful.
You're not a subcontinental batsman if you're not wristy, and so that first ball was worked away against the line through mid-wicket by Bhuttal. Tremendous noise, tremendous atmosphere. That is what you want for a game like this.
Sheikh scored a half-century on his T20 international debut a few years ago against Netherlands. I know you guys are smiling because of I like Vivian Kingma, but another unique thing about Vivian Kingma is that he grew up almost on a cricket ground. His parents' house is right on the cricket ground in The Hague. So he would walk into his backyard and walk straight into the Sport Track Stadium. So cricket is in his blood. Took a 3-wicket haul against Nepal earlier this year as well. Movement. He wants to get it a little bit tight onto the off stump, probably, but that's a good place to start.
It's an interesting point you bring up there, Bish, about the fact that Kingma lived at the back of a ground in The Hague, and you'd think in that case you'd be a batter, but you're not a fast bowler. You'd think surely you just take your bat out there and ask for someone to bowl to you, but he's clearly, because of the story you told about his vision, he thought, well, hang on, the batting is a bit too hard. What I can do is kick off the side screen and bowl.
Yeah, always tipped as a visionary.
Movement again, not bad, Tom and Ramiz. And that sort of length, he still wants to be tighter in his line to try to nick a couple of... He used to sit at the back of the class because he didn't want to wear the glasses and block up. Can he get on to the off stump? He does, and a nice shot down the ground. First boundary of the contest, 5 without loss.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get low 1.99% APR on Tundra and Tundra Hybrid, or up to $2,000 cash back, or choose a low lease on the all-new redesigned Tacoma. Grab the keys, let's go! Toyota, let's go places.
Kind of pitch where a check drive really could be extremely beneficial. Really don't have to hit the ball hard. It's about timing and making sure that your feet are working correctly up front. Tim Pringle is on. 11 wickets in 17 matches. Good economy rate. A very good strike rate to go with his economy. Left arm spin. And it's the straighter ball, the straighter angle that may just trouble the openers. It's not going to spin a lot, even though it's been given a slip.
Nice shot. So one drive to end the previous over, another one to start this one. Bertel this time.
You'd have to say it was a bit of a gift. It was wide, it was full, it was pushed through from Pringle. It's a nervous start, you'd have to say, but that's a genuine half volley wide of the off stump, and it's just a case of finding the gap, which it was very much done.
You would have remembered Pringle's dad, who played for New Zealand back in the day when we were playing. Father Chris played 64 ODIs and 14 tests for New Zealand.
Certainly do. Yeah, very useful bowler. He wouldn't mind these conditions, like any seam bowler. It does surprise me that the Netherlands have come in with a game plan with using the spinner in the second over. I just wonder, given the conditions, whether they think about going seam at both ends.
Yes, great.
But then again, it's turning as well.
When it turned, there was no slip in place, so a little bit of flight and good spin. Spinners want a bit of bounce, and you'll get a bit of bounce on a track like this. So after starting off a little nervously, he's come back strongly. Good flight. Not afraid to give it a bit of a flight and keep it on around that off-stump line.
Two deep fielders are leg side. So it's risk-reward bowling out there because he's got a long on and a deep square leg in place and no one beyond the inner ring on the offside. So Asif Sheikh and Bertel, while there is some turn, will be hoping to breach left of screen if it's out there. Straight up. First wicket. Pringle has struck. It's the end of Asif Sheikh. The deadly silence.
It's a tremendous strike, and credit to the left armour for flighting the ball and not budging from that off-stump angle. Hit that good length area, is pretty tall. He was looking for a bit of spin outside edge, a little bit of extra bounce, and very good safe catch at point. So So he leaves early in the piece, Asif Sheikh, and we could get 10 for 1.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get a low lease on RAV4 Hybrid and 4Runner after $1,500 bonus cash. Or get up to $1,000 cash back when you finance with Toyota on Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
5-year-old Anil Shah, only in his 3rd T20 international. It's been a long time between games for him. Vivian Kingma. Yeah, I think as we look at this dismissal again, it was a straighter line, but he tried to give himself room to breach that offside.
Beautifully bowled. You've got to give credit to the bowler by being brave enough to continue to throw the ball up and get that extra little bit of bounce, and it's more the bounce than the turn that is the undoing of the batter on that occasion. See exactly why they have trusted him with the new ball, knowing that he can turn the odd one, but more importantly with that height in his action is enabling him to get nice bounce off the surface.
How many times we've seen him, a left armer, really dart them back into the stumps, but he's a refreshing change. Flighting the ball up using his height. Not being afraid of the challenge. After being hit for a boundary of the first ball, what a tremendous end to that 6-ball over.
Lovely. Lovely delivery, and the batter indicating their shape.
This is earlier on when the ground staff did an unbelievable job in clearing this field and getting it ready for play. Yes, half an hour delay, but it is an immaculate square and surface that they're playing on today. A very good covering of grass. It is rolled in very, very firmly. You would think once the new ball softens a little bit, it would be a lot of fun for the batters out there. So these gentlemen deserve a pat on the back because they've worked very, very hard to get live play.
Just hold your composure. Just stick to your disciplines right now, because there is that lateral movement. Top of off stump is what you're aiming for with that live grab.
A good spread of green. It felt just a little bit soft, but certain areas were a bit abrasive. Good conditions for bowling up from the first 4 or 5 overs. You'll get sideways movement. All you have to do from a batting point of view is to hold your shape and not get perturbed by the sideways movement.
Wondering if there is any scope at all for a second slip. Come back to that, because it's very, very close between these two teams. Netherlands were in a tri-series in Nepal earlier this year. They shared it 1 apiece until the final, where Netherlands won that final in that tri-series with Namibia. Only 9 games since the last World Cup for Netherlands in T20 eyes.
Again, targeting the stumps, slight movement away, and then the ball shaping back into the stumps. I also feel it's a great time for countries to market themselves to the fans. And I think Nepal have taken upon themselves this duty to be there, supporting the team and just letting the world know how cricket friendly this country is.
Lovely control shot to get off the mark by Anil Shah. 15 for 1.
only gets better. Just like Toyota. Always reinventing its vehicles to be more reliable, safe, and enjoyable. Toyota. Let's go places.
Lovely shot. We're talking about playing role, and he's done this opening role before. 14 overs with the new ball in T20Is in 14 games, 15 games now. 4 wickets. He does this in the power play, like Akil was saying, like Imad Wasim for Pakistan. Logan Van Beek talked ad infinitum about his West Indian blood and heritage. His granddad played for the West Indies and New Zealand in Test match cricket back in the 50s and 60s. Simpson Gillen sadly passed away. He starts on target and the finger goes up. Logan Van Beek strikes straight away.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go across the line of the ball. These are good, helpful conditions for pace bowling. What is he doing? Is he going to stay and ask for a review? I don't think so. It looked plumb. And he's off, trying to work the ball against the line, playing towards mid-wicket rather than what he was shadow practicing, playing with a straight bat.
First delivery just came in off that seam, and that's just evidence of the hard new ball taking advantage of a nice grass-covered surface. And Beek getting his first. Nepal, 15 for 2.
With time, life only gets better. Just like Toyota. Always reinventing its vehicles to be more reliable, safe, and enjoyable. Toyota. Let's go places.
Rohit Patel, the youngest men's captain in a T20 Cricket World Cup history. He's been going well this year, leading scorer in the Tri-Series earlier this year in Nepal. I think he was the leading run scorer as well when West Indies A travelled to Nepal last month. So his form has been good. Up against a good seamer here. And he's off the mark with a couple.
And Beek just getting a little bit greedy with his line there, looking to swing it from that sort of middle and leg line, which just created that opportunity for an easy couple into the leg side. And that's the wicket of his very first ball. Just came off the seam and nipped back into that middle and off stump line. The batter on that occasion looking for the ball to swing away, but it just held off the seam, and that's the danger when there is a little bit in the surface for a top order batter.
I think your strategy as a batsman has got to be just a little different, or can be a little different. I know that 2 wickets have gone down, but against medium pace you can also use your feet, because a medium pacer likes to look for that good length area. It's not going to tease you or chase you with a short ball. Just to put him off, maybe use of feet could be the done deal.
Look how he'll bowl a short ball at you. I'm telling you, he will bowl a short ball. He's got West Indian blood in him as well.
What's a good point that Ramesh makes, though, is that either using your feet, whatever you feel comfortable with, either batting out of your crease from a set position, if you like to remain still at the crease, so bat maybe a metre out of the crease, is one option to try to disturb that length, or, as you mentioned, just move your feet, try to remain balanced down the line of the ball.
He's good, Logan Van Beek. He was the leading wicket taker in the Super Smash in the T20 tournament in New Zealand, plays for Wellington. Pringle plays for Northern District, so a lot of Kiwi domestic players have come through the system for Netherlands. Close, must be close. It took a while, but Lanton Rosarius finally put the finger up It's reviewed straight away. Did he get some bat on it?
This looked really out. I think it's a good decision to determine whether there was an inside edge.
On-field decision is out. I've checked the field placement. It's a fair delivery. Let's start with front on, please. Ball passes close to the bat. Can I have Alvarez to check if there is any bat involved?
Not out. Yay.
Yes, I can see the ball passes close to the bat. Yes, standing by for outrage or Langton. Still building. Yeah, keep rolling. And yes, just freeze the replay as the ball is next to the bat, ball back. And freeze it here. I can see the spikes as the ball is on the back. Satisfied that the ball may come on the bat. Langton, you need to change your decision. Stand by. You're on screen. Signal now.
I mean, playing from the crease and with your toe angling across towards cover rather than coming down straight down the pitch is going to be trouble if you have such a technique on such a pitch. Then breaking his wrist, and lucky escape in the end, but he knew that there was a little bit of that ultrasound, that inside edge.
Gets past Scott Edwards and it will run away for 4. Leg by signal. Nepal will take it anyhow it comes. 21 for 2.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get a low lease on RAV4 Hybrid and 4Runner after $1,500 bonus cash.
Or get up to $1,000 cash back when you finance with Toyota on Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
Salmala, Indra Singh Airy to come. Vivian Kingma
Again goes past the outside edge. Not undeterred by persisting with the line.
Yeah, what about then standing on mill stump? If that's going to be the pattern and you're being deceived by that line, it was a wide delivery, gingerly played. So maybe change the stance. Middle and off, so that you could be near the ball.
Good stop.
So there was the first attempt of getting out of the crease and trying to meet the ball outside the crease.
Sujan of Indian heritage, who moved to New Zealand and then over to the Netherlands there at short third.
Good. Very good. Still wondering about the second slip.
Another line. He's bowled one in-swinger. He's bowled every delivery swinging away from the right-hander. And you can see why he does swing the ball with his action. He's got quite a round arm action. Therefore, he gets his wrist behind the ball, angling towards that first and second slip. You see there, great release to get the ball to swing away from the right-hander. Strong follow-through.
And he's happy with that, Tommy. He'll be happy to hear you say that, Vivian Kingma, because there was a time as he got to the back end of his teenage years, he decided he wasn't going to look for jobs outside of cricket. At that time, Netherlands didn't have these full-time contracts because he wanted to be as fit as he possibly could get. Now they've got 9 full-time contracts, I think 6 for developing contracts, and then some pay-as-you-go contracts for guys like Logan Van Beek and Pringle, who are professionals overseas. So the system has gotten better. High and over slip. Shah has had a dip at it. Very fortuitous.
Hard hands to the ball. Getting a little bit frustrated. The striker Shah, so went after this one. Covered the stumps, was on that middle and off so that he could be near the ball. Sliced it over the fielder at first slip. 4.
Van Beek there at first slip. He's a reasonably tall man too, so it's flying over his head. He's done well, but he had a full swing at it.
Past the inside edge this time. Unlucky not to have any success yet, Kingma. 25 for 2-5 gone.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get a low lease on RAV4 Hybrid and 4Runner after $1,500 bonus cash. Or get up to $1,000 cash back when you finance with Toyota on Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
5 on the board, 5 gone. Absolutely incredible support here in Texas for Nepal. The crowd is egging their team on. They need a little bit of a push here. It's been a good start from the Netherlands' point of view, taking a couple of early wickets. Van Meekeren now, with ball in hand. Mostly dominated by Seen, with just the 1 over coming from Pringle. Went for 5. He did also pick up the first wicket to fall. Van Meekeren been around with the Netherlands team for a long time now, very experienced. Forgiven if you thought you might be watching this game from Kathmandu. Timing is beautiful. It is an excellent outfield. You get value for your shots despite the rain.
What a start we've had to this game. One, atmosphere, unbelievable atmosphere. Here we are in Dallas, and this is basically a sellout crowd, and it's sold out to everyone that isn't in the ball at the moment. They're all here. And what we're also seeing is a very high standard of cricket and very competitive. We've seen a couple of wickets fall, but we've seen in between times 1 or 2 glorious cricket shots as well. We've had everything.
12 bowled by Van Meekeren, yet another appeal. Another question asked of Langton.
Van Meekeren's a tall right-arm seam bowler, and he's going to extract some bounce off this surface, which he's done there. That's a good delivery, but I don't think it's good enough to get the inside edge. It did seam in, just catch the inside thigh guard as it went through to Scott Edwards, the captain. Some good bounce there.
Captain of the Netherlands, Edwards, just making a few slight changes as the captain of Nepal faces up. Young captain. He's a young captain, but the new coach of Nepal, Monty Desai, said he's a very enthusiastic captain in Rohit Patel. He's a big part of why their team is here as well. Just looking at that ball, there was an appeal from Van Meekeren. Obviously you can see it's pretty high, but also no inside edge. There was just a little flick of the back leg, so good decision by the umpire. There's a lot of noise out there, so good decision. Rohit Patel is a youngster. We've spoken about him as a captain, being a young captain, but he is also someone who distinctly remembers watching Nepal in 2014 qualifier for the World Cup as an 11-year-old. He remembers running home to go and watch the qualifying, watch the games as well in the World Cup, and he said that was a reason that it's inspired him to actually play the game. He knows that it was a very difficult road to become a professional cricketer in Nepal, but it was a big part of what inspired him. Oh, and here he is, leading his team in a bit of a tough situation as the power play ends. It's 29 for 2.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get a low lease on RAV4 Hybrid and 4Runner. After $1,500 bonus cash,
Đình thấy
get
kiểu
up to $1,000 cash back when you finance with Toyota on Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
Netherlands, they know how to perform at World Cups. They've had a very, very good history. And if you're a South African cricket fan or commentator, they've caused you the odd sleepless night. Oh, I love that. An early blow.
First 6 overs are always exciting in a T20, and there's a lot happening with the ball through the air, wasn't there, Tom?
Certainly a bit of swing away from the right-handers, but there's also a couple of lovely drives. And this is the first wicket to fall, just that extra bit of bounce that Pringle got off the surface. Another lovely drive through the covers, and then the big LBW ball just seaming in to the right-hander. It's a lovely put through the leg side for another boundary. So a couple of half volleys on offer, but you don't mind that from your bowling attack, particularly if there's movement. You'd rather them be over pitching than bowling short if the conditions are suiting swing and seam.
Yeah, I think it was Graham Smith that said it yesterday, that someone had a sense of humour, making sure the Netherlands were in the same group as South Africa, after what we've seen over the last couple of World Cups.
Well, everyone's talking about India and Pakistan, aren't they? They're talking about their massive clash coming up in New York, but I'm looking forward to the Netherlands, South Africa. It's just as much on that for me. England, New Zealand will be a good one as well, Smithy.
We've already had a super over in the tournament. That's really well manufactured. He gave himself more than enough room to go over the offside.
I like this. They'll be basically playing the seamers from the crease. And because the seamers have been bowling a relatively good length, they haven't had to adjust. And by using his feet on this occasion, it's given the bowler something to think about, but he's freed the opportunity to free his arms. Relatively good length delivery, but he made it his delivery. Went leg side, got the balance right, got the body in good position, and when he played the shot, he was still, and that's the most important thing.
Nokia is someone who had quite a serious injury and kept him out of the last World Cup, and he's maybe had his struggles at the IPL trying to find the right way. But it looks like he's finding form yet again, and just in time for South Africa. He bowled with pace yesterday. He certainly got something off that wicket as well. He's getting it up 145 plus yesterday.
Did you request that?
Let's put a nice spin on the South African after your comment.
It was good to see Nokia back in form, as you quite rightly said, Nat. He had a tough time for the last couple of months, having come back from serious back issues. But what has been interesting both in New York and at this venue in Dallas is that the seam bowlers seem to be relishing the opportunity to bowl on these surfaces. It's not about spin, it's about seam, and if you can bowl it with the right length, the right line, you're going to get something out of this surface.
Yeah, and interesting, they've decided to bowl Vivian Kingma out here, so quite early for him because he does sometimes bowl in the closing overs for them, so it's an interesting decision. At the toss, the Netherlands called it right in the end. They were going to have said they'll have a field first. Some joy for the Netherlands up front, getting a couple of early wickets. This crowd is just pushing this Nepal innings along. It's like an extra fielder. Certainly proud of their journey, and it has been a long journey. Not finished just yet, Vivian Kingma.
This will be interesting, and why the crowd could be important is later on. If Nepal can get to something around the 150, 160, and say to the Netherlands, if you can get 8 runs and over, good luck to you, you'll win the game. But there's more than 11 of us out here. There's probably 6,000 of us you're up against. And that's what they need to do. They need to post the total, which brings the crowd factor in as well. There's the pressure. That's the big 12-man, 12 fielder. Big aspect.
He got out of that over well, despite the wide. It's 38 for 2.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get low 1.99% APR on Tundra and Tundra Hybrid, or up to $2,000 cash back, or choose a low lease on the all-new redesigned Tacoma. Toyota, let's go places.
The board, 2 down. This crowd's getting into it. Blaze is getting into it as well. We've seen Vivian Kingma bowl out. Here's 4 overs for 23. Pringle back for the Netherlands.
I like the line that Tim Pringle's bowling here because he's basically taking the onside out of play, and he's saying, if I bowl wide of the off stump, you're going to have to drag me really wide from wide, or you're going to drive at me. I've got 2 players behind point. One has already taken the catch. I quite like the tactic. It has to be almost comes to fruition again, and you can see the plan. So Nepal, the 2 right-handers have to get together, have a chat about what they're going to do about this plan, and whether they go across the off stump and get closer to the ball. But at the moment, Pringle's dominating, and it's pretty simple to see.
Pringle initially a seamer. He only took up spinning at the age of 15. Did want to actually play for New Zealand, had an opportunity to play in New Zealand 11 back home, but did pretty well in that. And word spread quickly that he had a Dutch passport. And all of a sudden was playing for the Netherlands not long after that. He was there in the World Cup in 2022. Just wants a slight change in that offside field. Got a little top edge. How far does this go? Tim Pringle back into the attack, gets wicket number 3 for the Netherlands.
And that is what we're talking about here, by bowling a little bit wider and trying to fetch it through the onside. It's a very hard thing to do. You have to get it exactly right. And it's very clever, actually, from Scott Edwards and Tim Pringle. The combination here, how they're manipulating the Nepal batsmen into playing into the areas that they want them to play, as opposed to the areas that they can expose, because he had protection in the deep, and he knew that to fetch it from that wide, it was going to be a hard shot to control. So they lose their 3rd wicket. Shah goes for 11 from 12. It's a battle for Nepal at 40 to 3.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get low 1.99% APR on Tundra and Tundra Hybrid, or up to $2,000 cash back, or choose a low lease on the all-new redesigned Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go.
हैन भ्युज नै आएन त हो कहाँ गयो मान्छेहरु सबै सुटै क्या हो नेपालमा जम्मै बुलेर आउनु पर्यो मेरो भोलि काम छ यार म सुति नसुति लाइभ गइरहेको छु कोही आउन्न
So his approach to the settings will be interesting because his team is in a little bit of trouble here.
Oh, yes.
Hello, guys, and good day to all around the world. Yeah, using his height and likes to give a bit of flight and get that extra kick, extra bounce, and it is not that easy to play those big shots on this surface. It's a soft surface. Yes, we see a lot of grass on it, and it'll be over 41 for 3.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get low 1.99% APR on Tundra and Tundra Hybrid, or up to $2,000 cash back, or choose a low lease on the all-new redesigned Tacoma. Toyota. Let's go places.
For the Nepal batters, they were asked to have bat first. A lot of rain this morning. Yet the outfield looks absolutely magnificent. There was certainly movement through the air up front. There's a stronger breeze today than we had the other day. And now we're going to see Buster Lader with the ball in hand. Very handy all-rounder for the Netherlands. Loved his time in the ODI format last year going into that World Cup. Was excellent in the qualifiers in Zimbabwe. Now what does he do with the ball? He has a slip.
So look at those stats and you think, gee, he hasn't played that many games, 35, but the Netherlands haven't played that many games of late. In fact, they've only played 7 or 8 since the last T20 World Cup. This is brilliant performance already in this World Cup. Outstanding stuff. They look a very, very good unit. 5-wicket bag. Bazal, terrific start for him to get his tournament underway.
Left-arm seamer with a lot of experience, Fazal Faruqi, around the world, whether it be domestic T20s or not. He's a very experienced player, and he's big for Afghanistan. And if not here, up there with his four for Ruben Trottelman has been a big part of Namibia doing well over the years as well. David Visser said in that game where it went to the Super Over, he said he aged a few years. He feels he doesn't have too many left, though. Edge, luck, have been needed for Nepal.
Isn't it good to see some help for the pacers in this tournament? Whatever we have seen so far, there's plenty for the spinners also. The game in Guyana, the game in Barbados, we see spinners dominating that, and then the pace over here. We saw Nokia the other day in New York, getting that extra kick, extra bounce of the surface, which levels the game a little bit for both bat and ball. Especially in this surface, I feel it's not only the grass on the surface. Underneath is little soft. That is why the ball's deviating off the surface. Even the spinners who lands the ball on the surface will get a lot out of it. There's a little bit in the air and then off the surface. Beautiful bowling, nice and full, dragging the batsman on the front foot. And using his in-swingers also and picking up early wickets.
plenty of pace with it. I don't even think Scott Edwards picked this up, the wicketkeeper. It was a very, very awkward take. It was a beautiful bouncer from the leader. I mean, it's not overly quick, but it was the height. It was the absolute perfect height for a bouncer.
Well, I cited in the pre-match show that this pitch will help Netherlands more than the Nepal side because of the grass. They're so used to playing on these sort of pitches. And they know exactly how to go on these pitches. Flying gone 46 for 3.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get a low lease on RAV4 Hybrid and 4Runner after $1,500 bonus cash. Or get up to $1,000 cash back when you finance with Toyota on Grand Highway. Toyota, let's go places.
Got a couple of wickets for Pringle. And Bake has a wicket to his name too. One of the experienced players for the Netherlands. Now, Van Meekeren has bowled 1 over so far for 4. He's now going to get another crack at it as the sun just starts to peek through. He is a fantastic batter. Kushal Mala is attacking. And we expect him to do the same today.
Martin Pereira, even on a pitch like this, where it's just giving support to the bowlers, is quite small against very good players. And it was just over-tossed, only just. It made it into a half-volley type knee. Not much in it, but beautifully executed over the top. Knew the risk was there, it was slightly on the up. Played it superbly.
It's just last year that Kushal Mala scored 100 of 34 deliveries. And at the time it was the fastest 100, but not long after that, Namibia's Lofty Eaton actually broke that record. Wonderful crowd we've got in here. It's very hard to spot an orange shirt though amongst the Nepal fans. Very strong following for Nepal, as they have back home.
Definitely, you're not going to tell me that they all live in Dallas. They must have come from back home also, some of them.
I'll tell you what, the safest place to be if you're a Netherlands supporter, to be perfectly honest, is up there. In the expensive seats, right? So they're in about 2 levels up above the mass below them. And so that's where it's safe to be if you're supporting the Netherlands at the moment. You are severely outnumbered.
You were not safe the other day when Jones was hitting those sixes. There were massive hits.
It's gone straight up. Maxo down underneath it and takes it comfortably. That's a big wicket, knowing the attacking prowess of this man.
Netherlands takes so much pride in their fielding. They'll throw themselves around. This was easy. This was comfortable catch there, but brilliant bowling. They've been bowling a lot of seam-off deliveries. This one was a slow one, just cutting the ball, rolling his fingers on the ball and boxed the batsman. Malahu looked really good previously. He hit a beautiful short over middle. On this occasion, he scooped it up and a comfortable catch. And they kept on losing wickets, not really helping the cause here. Well, 1 for 9 is 52 for 4.
I do look at 8 wickets जति चाहिँ हारिहाल्यो दामी दामी जब जब खेलाडी हामी खेल्ने भयो
Attacking player walks to the crease for Nepal, defender Singh Idri. So He's one of his favourite players is MS Stoney, the other Steve Smith. Look at that strike rate, just under 150. How does he play this? They're in the 10th over, they're 4 down.
He's been around the block a few times, Van Meekeren, and this is smart dismissal. Very smart piece of bowling. And you picked up on it, Waka, was a change of delivery style. Seamer disappeared, he rolled his fingers down the side of the ball, became effectively a fast off spinner, and it deceived, unfortunately, it deceived Mala. Shot was on, he delayed it a little bit more, he went too early. Very well bowled.
Oh, watch out for Japendra Singh Airi as well. He has achieved the feat of 6 sixes in a T20 international over. Will we see more of that today? It's 53 for 4. It's time for a drinks break.
Drinks break. 53 runs for a loss of 4.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get a low lease on RAV4 Hybrid and 4Runner after $1,500 bonus cash. Or get up to $1,000 cash back when you finance with Toyota on Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
अब 120 हाने है अब 120 हाने भने 10 ओभरमा ठिकै हुन्छ म त हार्छ
Back here at the Grand Prairie Cricket Stadium in Dallas, Texas, T20 Men's Cricket World Cup 2024. But you go back to 2014 and a magic moment that will resonate for a long time between Netherlands and Ireland. This is the most incredible match you will ever see. That is a game I will never forget. Netherlands chasing that total in 13.5. They had to get their net run rate up. That's why they went that hard to get that 193 in the end, to get into the next stage of a tournament. I thought it was impossible, but they made it possible. One of the early shifts in T20 batting. Another one past the outside edge. Time to say hello again to Waqar Younis, who's still here with us, and Tom Moody, who's rejoined us.
Thank you, Rich and Waqar. Good morning. I think it's still morning. Yeah, just by 5 minutes. Yeah, Nepal here need to really build some sort of partnership so it allows them to have a real hard go at the last 5 overs. Half a chance, maybe more than half a chance. Little
confusion with the calling.
Some good shots they played. Lovely hands, using his feet and then losing his wicket also. Playing one false shot, wonderful catch taken in the deep. Another fantastic shot by Villa, and then he wanted to do the same again, very similar shot, but smart bowling by a bowler.
You can see the movement there from Basileda, who's been brilliant, was very good in the last T20 World Cup and in the 50-over World Cup. I was just talking to one of the coaches from Nepal, and they talked about the flat pitches that they generally play on back at home, and how much of a shift in demand it would be in this World Cup on pitches that do a little bit laterally, and the adjustment that has to be made over time. They're very young and they need to gain experience. Brilliant, brilliant from the leader, brilliant from Van Beek, and Netherlands continue to roll on with that lateral movement.
Perfect length, ball still doing plenty. Extra bounce, extra kick, a comfortable catch. That's the beauty. Ball once again moving off the surface, a soft surface, but it's got a pace in it. Nicely taken, fingers up, and comfortable catch. Losing another wicket here. 53 for 5 now. Trouble, more trouble for Nepal. And now we're gone for 1. It's 53 for 5.
सन्दु जोराले आज जादु नदिए भयो यहाँ.
With powerful performance and fewer fill-ups, Toyota has more hybrids than any other brand. So hit the open road this summer and soak up the California fun. Get a low lease on Corolla and Corolla Cross, or lease the all-new, all-hybrid 2025 Camry for just $349 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
2014 T20 World Cup in Bangladesh. Very experienced survivor, meaning the only one that played back then. Just the experience and the skill of Basileda, who's bowled well across World Cups recently.
It's an excellent delivery, just the line of off stump, just holding off the seam and bringing first slip into play. Pretty straightforward catch for a slipper. Look at them, be happy to hold on to that one.
A maiden wicket for the leader, his first maiden in T20 internationals, 53 for 5.
Grab the keys to a new fuel-efficient Toyota. With powerful performance and fewer fill-ups, Toyota has more hybrids than any other brand. So hit the open road this summer and soak up the California fun. Get a low lease on Corolla and Corolla Cross, or lease the all-new, all-hybrid 2025 Camry for just $349 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Pringle comes back, he's picked up 2 wickets in his 2 overs. Took a new ball. A little bit of spin for the spinners also.
Yes, Paulie!
What I really like about Pringle is bowling slowly. He's not really pushing it. He's not bowling those arm delivery which you normally see in T20 cricket. The modern day left armers, they look to dart the ball in. He's one of those who likes to flight the ball, uses his height, get that extra bounce. He's picked up 2 wickets on those deliveries, which had a little bit more bounce.
Yeah, well, quite often left-arm spinners are seen as defensive bowlers in this format. But Pringle has shown
Ini kuang
that
straight tadi ni.
he's more than
Ini
happy
tapi ni.
to throw the ball up there and get some overspin on the ball and get the ball to bounce and turn.
Ini tapi ni.
Lovely free.
So he's a captain's dream, really, if he's got the skill to be able to tie you up and build pressure that way. But if he can also turn to the fact where he can bowl that aggressive style, getting the ball up there, tossing it above the eye line of the batter.
Lovely. Release this, catch it.
All-rounder bowler मात्रै छ यार.
Batter pulled out Rohit Patel quite early, dead ball.
I'm not sure if you guys have played against his dad, Pringle's dad, Chris Pringle. I have. Although I'm not that old, but it just makes me feel old when you see a youngster playing when he played with his dad.
Lovely, what ball free?
I was on my, I think, second tour to Pakistan in 1990, and New Zealand were just leaving Pakistan. And we had
So,
a chat
आज तक सुयोबिदा हो, मु नेता र सुयोबिदा.
across the glass divide at the airport, giving us some tips and insight into what to expect, because they just finished their tour of Pakistan and we were just going to begin. So yeah, that very well. 56 for 5.
Grab the keys to a new fuel-efficient Toyota. With powerful performance and fewer fill-ups, Toyota has more hybrids than any other brand. So hit the open road this summer and soak up the California fun. Get a low lease on Corolla and Corolla Cross, or lease the all-new, all-hybrid 2025 Camry for just $349 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Lots of Nepalese support. Over 300,000 actually reside in the United States, 15,000 in Texas. Van Beek. Switch of ends, and that's going to run away for 4. The young captain, Pardell, just 21 years of age, in his first World Cup, trying to battle, trying to fight.
Yeah, real loosener down the leg side and just nicely flicked just wide of Edwards, diving away. A good attempt. He's a natural left-hander, so that is going to his left hand. Just beats him. Scott Edwards, captain, won the toss and chose to field first. He'd be happy with that decision.
Has every game in this World Cup so far been won by the chasing team? Born in Tonga, Scott Edwards, and got a call a few years ago to come to the Netherlands. Most of them, I think Uganda went down last night trying to chase. I think most of the others have been won by the chasing units.
I mean, this appears to be beyond them. Nepal struggling against that good length spot and not really knowing what to do with the lateral movement also. And that has kind of hurt them playing spin also from the other end. Because you're so stuck up looking after yourself against pace that you forget the moments that you can really go hard. That's a better approach actually. Should have done that a lot earlier, making use of the feet and slicing it past the deep field for 4. You've got to have a better plan, and I think Netherlands would be quite happy just pitching the ball in the good length zone and waiting for result, because that's the kind of batting we've seen so far. A lot of edges, a lot of plain miss around that off-stump line.
I think they'll take that sort of information on board. They're the youngest team in this tournament. They're very young associate team. And in many ways, Tom Modi, they are learning. Here, the captain is 21 years of age. So they are learning a lot about what World Cup cricket is about and what playing against established teams is about.
Yeah, I think we need to appreciate that, you know, firstly, this is a World Cup platform and the pressure that brings. They've obviously got 99% of the crowd here, the pressure that brings, the conditions that are very foreign to them. They're not used to the ball bouncing and swinging and seaming like it has been. So they've been challenged all round in the first 13 overs at 65 for 5.
Grab the keys to a new fuel-efficient Toyota. With powerful performance and fewer fill-ups, Toyota has more hybrids than any other brand. So hit the open road this summer and soak up the California fun. Get a low lease on Corolla and Corolla Cross, or lease the all-new, all-hybrid 2025 Camry for just $349 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
It's certainly a talented side, but short of experience and exposure around the globe, and this young side is only going to get better with the experiences like they're having today.
And I think Rami's one, and Tom, one of the other points and viewers around the world is you look at where Afghanistan were. This Nepalese team actually beat Afghanistan back in 2014. They beat Hong Kong in the group stage, but they lost to Bangladesh, I think, and that on net run rate didn't qualify for the next round. Look at what Netherlands have done in the Men's Cricket World Cup and in the last T20 World Cup. So everyone needs time to come through the system, but the talent is definitely there for these Nepalese supporters and their team.
Sujan.
The lights go on, and Thakuri strikes. He is a good bowler, solid, professional performer.
Well, it certainly got to up the game against pace, against medium pace bowling, because there's a huge gap between bat and pad, and so the bails lit up. Wobbly seat position, ball coming back and hitting the stumps. And downhill slide continues. Unfortunately for Nepal, they've lost 6 wickets now to 66.
हजुर करोड त खाँदै 240 रोहित 100
18-year-old Gulshan Shah, seam bowling all-rounder, left-handed batter who played in the Under-19 World Cup earlier this year. And he's very talented. Already with the bat, he's batted in ODI cricket at number 3 and played 1 or 2 key knocks to help Nepal get into the qualifiers last year. But it's all Netherlands at the moment. Very good from Thakuri.
Yeah, he's got good pace. Normally bowls a very good short ball as well, but in this spell so far he's done that. Hit that good link spot sweetly, continually troubling the batsman.
Yeah, that last wicket was a great example of what a lot of people are talking about, more so in Test cricket, the wobble seam ball. Generally, seam is upright and you look to swing the ball away, but that last dismissal was a ball that, when the ball was wobbling, the seam was moving from left to right as it was going down the pitch, and it just catches the seam to be able to dart back into the right-hander. So excellent piece of bowling, recognising the conditions and taking advantage of them.
He's a hard length bowler as well for Mikarin. He'll bowl cross seam, he'll bowl scramble seam. I remember best of 4 for 11 against Shah in 2016. It was a rain-affected game, a 6-over contest. And I think Netherlands posted something like 59 for 5 against Ireland. And he was able to bowl that hard length as he did there with that scramble seam to get that wicket. It's 4 for 11 in 2 overs. Restricted Ireland to 47. 68 for 6.
Grab the keys to a new fuel-efficient Toyota. With powerful performance and fewer fill-ups, Toyota has more hybrids than any other brand. So hit the open road this summer and soak up the California fun. Get a low lease on Corolla and Corolla Cross, or lease the all-new, all-hybrid 2025 Camry for just $349 a month. Let's go! Toyota, let's go places.
Captain's still there. How does he play this Tom and Rami's Rohit Patel?
Yeah, he's got to stretch his innings right till the end. That's such a sweet shot that really was magnificently played in the end. Great use of the field. He's well settled. This goes on to show you the importance of keeping wickets in hand, even if it's a T20 format. If they had wickets in hand, this could have been a routine strategy, but this really was a very good hit in the end. They played that length with hard hands. The feet have not really moved, so we all accept that this is a learning curve for Nepal. But even then, I think the first few examples would have told them the value of using your feet and making sure that you have an idea of what Dutch are trying to do. Bowl on that off stump, angle it away from the stumps.
And the other thing is, when conditions are challenging, you need to put more emphasis on strike rotation, not trying to sort of build up dot balls as a batting unit. Yes, it is difficult. Yes, it is seaming and swinging, but are there alternative ways to score? This man on screen certainly found his own way, and it was unbelievable innings for the USA in their opening match against Canada. 10 sixes in total in that innings. What a terrific knock for him to start his campaign.
And Chris Gayle had 11 in one innings, so Aaron Jones just behind him. But I've seen Aaron play for a while, and he was just a noodler, nudger guy who held the innings together. But the other night, yeah, he was otherworldly. How many of them are inspired by what we've seen over the last couple of months in domestic franchise cricket? Because a lot of players look at the IPL, right, and they see the uptick in aggression.
Well, that was always going to interest me in this World Cup, to how teams approach the game, because we've seen the game evolve over time. But in the World Cup, you don't have that impact sub, which you do in the IPL, so you have the freedom of having virtually an extra batter to your unit. Therefore, you can play with that freedom. And I think that the smart teams will play to the conditions, whatever they may be. Certainly in the USA, the conditions have been more for the seam bowlers and challenging for the batters. In the Caribbean, it may be the spin bowlers.
Oh my goodness, Gulshan. That was dreamy.
And probably twice out. He was still dreaming second time around. He was off, had given up, and then just about made it second time.
It's very unusual for Cybrand Engelbrecht. He has made his reputation as an excellent fielder as far back as, I think, the 2010 Under-19 World Cup, where he caught Virat Kohli, amongst others, fielding at point. So much so it inspired an article on a website to say, move over, Jonty Rhodes, Cybrand Engelbrecht is here. Lots more to look forward to in this World Cup for all of those reasons. 75 for 6.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get a low lease on RAV4 Hybrid and 4Runner after $1,500 bonus cash. Or get up to $1,000 cash back when you finance with Toyota on Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
Encounter today. Netherlands taking on Nepal yesterday. Sri Lanka up against South Africa. South Africa won by 6 wickets in New York. Tricky surface for the batters, certainly a good one for the bowlers. And the South African bowlers did the job. Player of the match, Anrich Nortje, picked up the forfeit. Lots of action still to come. We've got a game in Group D here in Texas coming your way. Bangladesh taking on Sri Lanka. Netherlands, South Africa. There'll be a few people eyeing out that fixture for various reasons.
Watchy! A bit, Scott. First warning. You guys weren't ready there.
Right, Pringle. He's got 1 over left.
I mean, it's been a bit of an uphill struggle for Nepal with the bat. So if they're smart enough, they can mirror the bowling performance of Netherlands, where to pitch the ball when it's new, how to go about the bowling business, and make it tough for Netherlands to chase down any score. I mean, at the end of the day, this is World Cup. This is why you're here. To grab the eyeballs of the world and make it tough for the opposition.
And they've got a few seam bowling options to Nepal. Have made sure that they've packed those seam bowling options. Corin KC, who is very experienced. Interested to see what they feel is the right length, if they get as much off the surface as well. The crowd cheering and egging that ball on as it eventually goes over the boundary. They haven't had a lot to cheer about, but there's something.
A rare occasion. This one was hit high, and he meant to hit 6. Lovely shot, great swing of the bat. They need few of those to get to somewhere around 120, 130. If they get there, they'll feel that they'll have a chance. There's still plenty in the surface, and that if they bowl well, they can really put Netherlands in trouble. But first of all, they have to put up a good total.
Also forget about what has transpired with the bat. Whatever they end up with, it's important that they defend it. Have a bowling strategy in place. It's about picking up wickets up front with the new ball. Pressurizing Netherlands. Can they do it? They've got 15,000 12 men. Nepal.
Has he got into the right position to play the shot? No, Max O'Dowd takes another good catch. They've been very good in the field, the Netherlands, bagging all opportunities coming their way.
It was a good hit earlier from the left-hander, but this was nothing short. This was just a little push. It didn't really go with the stroke. It was a check stroke at the end. Didn't have the legs, and a comfortable catch. Catching's been superb. And Pringle's been outstanding. That was his 3rd wicket And he ended up 3 for 20 in his 4 overs and total gone for 35. It's 84 for 7.
Grab the keys to a new fuel-efficient Toyota. With powerful performance and fewer fill-ups, Toyota has more hybrids than any other brand. So hit the open road this summer and soak up the California fun. Get a low lease on Corolla and Corolla Cross, or lease the all-new, all-hybrid 2025 Camry for just $349 a month. Toyota, let's go places.
Walks to the crease. We've just seen the end of Tim Pringle's spell, 3 for 20, his best in T20 internationals. Previous being 3 for 32, which he took against Ireland this year in The Hague. Now, we really are well and truly into the bowlers here from Nepal's point of view. How many runs can they just eke out of these last 4 overs? Got to be quick.
There's not been a lot of deceit from the left armour. It's just consistency, basically. He's just repeated that length, ball after ball. It's a check drive. Wanted to hit it just a little bit more towards cover. Found the fielder at long off. Got stuck in his bat force, in his drive, and so it was a half-hearted attempt at hitting the ball.
Well, you were talking about Nepal bowlers learning from the Netherlands. One thing that does maybe work in the Netherlands' favour at the moment, obviously the score on the board, but also conditions are just changing a little bit. Sun is coming out, it's gotten quite a bit warmer, hotter. There's still some humidity outside. Lifting that away, more runs over the boundary.
Using the pace nicely and scooping it rather than hitting it down. When you look to use the pace, there's plenty of pace in the surface also. The pitch, as you said, Natalie, is drying up, so there'll be a little bit more pace in the surface. Trying to bang it short and a comfortable hit. Just a little scoop for a 6th run. They need few of those. Getting the line right on that occasion, just moving more toward offside rather than staying middle leg. I think even in the second inning, there will be plenty for the Pacers, especially with the new ball. The surface, yes, is drying a little bit. But I have a feeling that because there's been a lot of rain around and it's been quite wet around this area, and underneath the square there's a lot of water underneath, and the pitch from underneath that grass is a little damp, a little wet. So I feel that the new ball will do a little bit. .91 for 7 after 17.
Grab the keys to a new Toyota. This summer, answer the call to adventure in a powerful truck or versatile SUV. Explore more of California with Toyota's legendary rugged reliability. Get a low lease on RAV4 Hybrid and 4Runner after $1,500 bonus cash, or get up to $1,000 cash back when you finance with Toyota on Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
Phases of the game important, and you just look at that, you know that Netherlands have pretty much had a stranglehold on this game all the way through.
Most of them very tall, and so tailor-made for conditions. And they've done that regularly, just hit that good length spot and not worried about what will happen after that, because once you get rhythm into your spell, you know that a subcontinent team, an inexperienced side like Nepal will flounder, will wilt. And that is exactly what happened in the end.
Yeah, us shorties are a little bit of a disadvantage, standing next to the likes of Tom Moody and Bishop. I feel pretty short, I must say, even next to the two of you.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting how Nepal will bowl with the new ball. Shorter in stature. They've not experienced these kinds of conditions before. And I think there's forte spin bowling, so maybe put Netherlands under pressure with a bit of spin.
I think early on with the new ball, you have to bowl seam up. You've got to bring your paces in early, and doesn't matter. Yes, when you're tall, you get that extra kick, extra bounce, but even when you're a short individual, if you land the ball on the seam, you will get enough from this surface. So Nepal shouldn't lose hope completely. That was a direct hit there. So the umpire might decide to go up, say, yes, we're going upstairs to see if there was a run out or
TV
not.
umpire to director, we have an umpire referral for run out at the wicket keeper set. Can I have your best side of the play, please?
You can't watch it, unfortunately. Screens are down. Last game they were showing on there.
And just freeze it there, as I can see the batter has made his count before the best leads up. Satisfied, my decision for the big screen is
Well, it was worth a look. It's a good bit of fielding, very sharp from Logan van Beek. And this is where Netherlands have been so good. They've been disciplined all the way through this innings. They've had 3 wides. Considering the movement, that's it, disciplined. They've given away very little with the ball. Obviously, their fielding's been very good too.
Not been near the ball whenever they've tried to hit the ball through the offside against pace. Would really not cover the line. Little points that they need to remember, because it's a growing unit. It's a unit that is still learning. So against medium pace, it's important you sight the ball early. And as they say, play as late as possible. In T20, you can't play as late as possible. You just got to go. Hammer in tongs. Chance of a run out. Missed the ball, didn't hit the stumps.
This is a kind of surface where you don't need to bowl many cutters. You don't really need to go toward the Yorker length. Just hit the length and let the seam do the job. Batsman comfortably in on that occasion.
It is pretty warm out there. It is humid as well, even though we have overcast conditions. But boy, you do struggle breathing in.
They have been very disciplined today. Just the 4th wide, considering the amount of movement through the air and so much, obviously, that's been happening. They've been disciplined. Well, Van Meekeren is a very experienced player for the Netherlands. He's been there, done it, seen it all. There was times when he was a youngster, just 11 years old, said he wanted to actually rather play football, but it was his parents that pushed him to play another season, and here he is at a World Cup yet again for the Netherlands, and performing, taking 2 for 19.
Over.
18 overs gone, and it's 96 for 7. Just the 5 bowlers used for the Netherlands, that's all they've needed to. They haven't really been put under pressure. They haven't had to make changes within those bowlers and try something else. Use the 5 effectively. Pringle with his best figures in T20 internationals, 3 for 20. One of the standouts for the Netherlands, but this has been a team effort, as it so often is with the Dutch. They're a team that work very well together. They talk about total cricket. So find some space. And the Netherlands going into that World Cup last year spoke a lot about total cricket, just as you have total football with Johan Cruyff. So much action coming your way in the men's T20 World Cup. And we have India. The first game of the tournament up against Ireland. A team to watch out for is Ireland. They're on the rise. They're playing a lot better cricket than they were last year. The 50-over format, they struggled at the qualifiers, but now they are a team to be reckoned with.
Yes, it's a big game. Every game is a big game in this World Cup. The way we have seen so far in the pitches, there's plenty for the pacers, so you can't really rule out any side. This is from New York. We saw South Africa, Sri Lanka the other day. There was plenty for the pacers. Nokia was outstanding. Not easy to score runs there at New York, so don't rule out Ireland.
They have managed just to get to that 100 now in the 19th over. It's been a struggle for Nepal. Captain kept the innings together for as long as he possibly could.
Well, it's a good toss to win for Scott Edwards, and he made exactly the right decision. But as we look outside now, the sun's starting to come out, so the best batting conditions are going to be in the second part of the game as well. So everything really has fallen in favour of the Netherlands today.
Big hit. Big hit. It went very high, but also long enough.
Well, we saw a number of sixes hit by Aaron Jones, which thrilled the United States supporters the other night here. But this is as good as any of those, because it was not a perfect length to hit. There's some late impetus coming into this innings, which is splendid stuff, but this wasn't actually, in terms of length, that bad a ball. He just rocked back in the crease and he waited 80 metres down the ground. Terrific execution.
Once more, the top edge, and a brilliant catch. Oh, their fielding has been absolutely outstanding. Vivian Kingma, who finished his bowling very early on, now takes an outstanding outfield catch.
They're not dropping anything. They've been outstanding in the field. They're wonderful with the ball in hand, but when it comes to fielding and catching, none better than Netherlands, running in and just dropped a little bit of low hands and catching it beautifully with those glasses. Not that easy. Bowled beautifully in the beginning and now catching nicely. Curran gone for 17. It's 106 for 8.
Ikuyo.
22 years of age, Sagadaka walks to the crease, just his second innings in T20 internationals, yet to get off the mark. He's in the side for his slow left-arm finger spin. Still won't have a run though. We'll end that over. It's 106 for 8.
I think one of the adjectives for this performance by the Netherlands
pitches, and they know these conditions really well. Overcast conditions, grass on the surface. They know exact length to bowl, and they executed their plans beautifully. What really surprised me was the inclusion of Pringle early on with the new ball, and ball getting that extra bounce. That's smart captaincy by Scott Edward. Although when you look at the grass and you see the overcast condition, you think, no, I'm going to go with the seamers. But he decided to go with Pringle and responded beautifully.
Irving van Dijk starts the final over with the wickets. He's had a lot of experience bowling in the closing overs recently for the Netherlands. He's very, very tight at these stages, and now he's got a wicket.
again, smart bowling. They knew that this being the last over, there'd be some tail-enders trying to hit across the line. So scrambled seam delivery, may have just held it back a touch, and way too good for the effort to try and hit him over long over mid-wicket. So again, Netherlands playing some very, very heady cricket. It's 106 for 9, and Shah goes for 14.
Just one wicket left from the Netherlands' point of view to wrap up what has been an excellent start to their campaign. Very tough for Avinash Bohra coming in now with his team, just wanting to at least bat up these last 5 balls. Don't have much to play with, the bowlers. Avinash Bohra walks to the crease, and this has not been the start they would have dreamt of. Certainly not the start they would have planned for with the bat. Making room, Van Dijk says, I want this. He takes the responsibility and wraps it up easily. A lovely bowling performance by the Netherlands. They won the toss and said, yeah, we're going to have a ball first. The bowlers answered the call from the captain. The fielders backed them up, and they should be very happy with this.
Wild swing. That's one can call this short, because he has no control, that extra bounce, hit the splice of the bat, and a comfortable catch, easy catch. No issues there, and that finishes the first inning where Netherlands bowled Nepal out for 106 in 19.2 overs. Wonderful bowling by all bowlers. They stuck to the task.
They have definitely stuck to the tasks. They obviously had plans and they executed beautifully. It's hard to argue that you couldn't execute it any better by the Netherlands. 106 all out. Rohit Paudel tried very hard to keep that innings together, making 35 or 37. He's an impressive youngster, just 20 years of age, and here he is leading his team, but in a tough situation today. Wasn't easy batting conditions, that is for sure. The Netherlands bowled so well that they gave absolutely nothing away. So you can see the batters really struggled all the way through, and it was hard to find partnerships. Bowlers were impressive.
Scott Edward never needed the 6th bowler. He stuck to his 5 bowlers, and they responded exactly the way he wanted. 3 wickets for Wenway. Delayed it 2, and icing on the cake from Pringle, 3 for 20.
Well, I'll tell you what, absolutely brilliant from the Netherlands. They've dominated all phases of this innings. It's going to be interesting to find out what the players thought of the conditions out in the middle. Let's go down to Laura McGoldrick and find out.
Look at that, 3 wickets for 18. Congratulations. What a fantastic last over. How are you feeling off the back of that performance?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure whether we're in Nepal or Dallas. These fans for Nepal are amazing. It was so loud. I was trying to think half the time, but nice return and great to get the tournament started.
Talk us through the conditions out there and your bowling plans on them. How much have they changed since you started?
I think at the start there was a little bit of swing, overhead conditions, obviously the rain at the start. But now it's birds off, it's warm, it's hot. For us it was just hit back a bit. I think anything forward was